cease and desist. Okay, moving right along. Give it up for your next comic, Luke Vickery.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I have a theory about why eggs got so expensive. Since the Republicans took power, all the red states are requiring chickens to carry a term. I also have a public service announcement. If anyone in here is one of those people that sits on your reels in public where other people can hear with the volume all the way up, you're a psychopath and you need to get help. I was having breakfast at Eddie's this morning, sitting in a booth, having some bacon and eggs, and the guy in the booth behind me is sitting there with his reels on full blast. Now, everybody in here does it. We all do the reels. I do it. You do it. But I do it in my bedroom with the door closed, like a normal, polite person, all right? What I'm watching on reels is none of your fucking business, all right? And what you're watching on reels is none of my business, all right? We should all be ashamed of what it is that we're watching 90% of the time, all right? This guy's just going and going. Like, I think that those reels should be treated like it's porn. As a matter of fact, if the guy behind me was watching porn, I wouldn't have had such a problem with it because I knew he'd be done sooner or later. Like, at least with porn, there's a fucking goal involved, right? So I'm not from around here. I'm from California. I know you guys hate us Californians, and I apologize. You don't like the way that we drive. You gotta understand, I grew up in Oakland, where I'm from. You don't stop at a red light unless you absolutely have to. As a matter of fact, if you're following the traffic laws, the cops pull you over because they think you're up to something. There's a lot of differences between where I'm from and here. There's a lot of similarities too. You know, we got as many guns in Oakland as you guys do out here. We just don't advertise it like you people do. You know, everybody's got a machine gun sticker on their truck. And when it comes to the whole gun control thing, I don't mean one way or another. I was actually shot in 2021, and I still I don't really care about the politics behind guns. But I do believe that if there's going to be guns, which there are, we should teach the kids about guns just as a safety issue. You know what I mean? We should teach it in school. Take the kids to the range. You know, that way, less innocent victims get hit when they pull those school shootings. School shooting jokes. I don't believe in haircuts. I think that haircuts are a fucking scam because I will go to the barber and I will give him money to cut my hair, and like 6 weeks later, I need another fucking haircut. You know, I just can't find one that sticks. I think they're ripping me off. I see a couple of people in here got an honest barber. Your barber's honest, isn't he, sir? You got one that stuck. Good for you. Let me get his card. Anybody in here remember that day that you discovered that your earwax tastes nothing like boogers? What a fucking shock that was, huh? Jesus Christ. Let me see, what else did I got? I was talking to my kid's mom the other day, and I got 4 boys. I was talking to their mom, and she was telling me how her eyes are starting to go bad. You know, we're not young anymore. And she asked me if I was having any problems with my eyes, and I said, no, you know, not really. I kind of wish that I did. She said, why? And I said, well, that way I could wear glasses. You know, I get to accessorize a little bit. And she said, well, you can get the ones that aren't prescription and just wear those. And I said, that seems kind of gay to me. She said, look, the fact you want to accessorize is the gay part. that shit was kind of sailed, right? Might as well lean into it. I was in Albertsons the other day buying food, and I was at that self-checkout stand that was mentioned earlier, and it asked me if I would like to donate $1 to End Hunger Forever. And I thought to myself, here I am spending $10 just to stave it off till dinner time. So I asked the lady if I could, just go ahead and donate the $1 and put the food back because I wouldn't need it. And she didn't get it either. There was a girl behind me that laughed. She thought it was funny, and we get to talking on the way out the store, and we kind of hit it off. And we end up back at her place, and we're messing around, and things are getting a little heavy, and, steamy. And I asked her if she was into anything freaky, and she said, "Well, I'm kind of into black guys." And I said, "Excuse me?" And she said, I like black guys." I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yep." And I'm generous in the bedroom. I really aim to please, so I punched her in the face. That's not what she meant. You like the school shooting joke, for Christ's sakes. All right, I think I'll quit while I'm ahead. Thank you, guys.
Luke Vickery. That's my president.
Yeah.
All right, your next comic is